I am Janet M. Belton, and this is Husbands Love Your Wives podcast. And today we are so glad to be here today, and we're just going to start off with our topic today. Our topic today is married, but yet single parenting. Today, that is our topic for today. Married, but yet single parenting. And so I'd like for you all to call your friends and your family and like, share, subscribe. Call your friends and your family. Let's get involved in this conversation. This is a conversation. And a lot of people deal with this issue. The issue of marriage. Yeah, you married. You thought things was going to be going good. And then when the children came, it seems like you had a lot of things going on. And so I want everybody to come in the chat and give your commentary. And we're talking about a serious issue right now. We're talking about a serious issue. When you're married, but you find yourself single parenting, and sometimes you can find yourself single parenting, because the other spouse they might be working, they might be, in the home, presently in the home, but they are so busy participating in other things that they don't really participate in raising the children. And so whether it's through work or emotional absence, it could be a lot of things. Good afternoon. A lot of things could be going on. And sometimes the burden can seem like always heavy on the wife. It seems like we're talking about today married, and but yet single parenting. And it seems like a lot of the things are falling on you, and that can be heavy for the spouse that's doing a lot of the work. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Husband Love Your Wives, and I say good afternoon, Miss Natalie. She says, they think you're supposed to be taking care of everything. Do we have any body out there that maybe feel like that you may be doing most of the work? You're married, but yet you're single parenting. Okay? And we want to talk about this a little bit. This can feel very heavy, but some people go through this on a daily basis. They go through, they're married, but the other party is not as helpful as you feel like they should be. And so what we're going to do today, is we're going to go and we're going to talk about this because we're going to give some tips on what you can do if you are going through this issue. And I didn't come on here today to bash anyone, but I know what it feels like to have children, and it seems like a lot of the work, a lot of the responsibility is laid on you. Hello, Miss Isis. A lot of the responsibility is on you. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about married. You're married, but yet you're doing the single parenting. And I want to start off with this right here. You first need to recognize that this is a reality. This is a reality in today's society. There are a lot of parents, the other party, they have, a lot of times they find other things to do, or maybe some of them might have a lot to do, but the raising of the children has become one particular spouse's responsibility. And so what we're saying is that you have to recognize that you are carrying more than your share of the load, of the parenting load. Isa says, I feel that comes with the upbringing of men seeing their mother being single moms. One of my daughters was saying that the other day. She was saying it not too long ago. She was saying that that you don't want to get with a man that had their mother was a single parent, because they expect the woman to do everything. Natalie said this is why a lot of people don't want to get married, because they see people in similar situations. We're talking about married. I hear you. I hear you. You see a lot of people in that situation. And we want to come forth and just want to give you all some tips on the reality and what can help you get through it if you are going through this. If you're going through this, we want to help someone in this as you go through. Because no one just wants to give up on their children because the other party don't want to take on their share of the load, of the parenting load. Okay? And what you have to do is you have to recognize that this is true. You have to recognize that the other party is not doing what they need to do in handling their business with the children. And when you recognize that, you're not going to excuse the situation, and you're not going to excuse the parent that has decided that that all of the load should be on you. And a lot of times, and I want, women, a lot of times we look at ourselves as we are the priority in doing the caregiving. We are the main ones that's doing the caregiving. Very seldom, a lot of times you can see men do it as well. My father, he was right there, and when my mother was sick, he took care of us. And every now and then you do see fathers do it. And I think that's awesome. But you have to acknowledge your reality. Are you handling the women? Are you the ones that's taking the children to school, taking the children to soccer, the after class, after school? Are you the one that's doing everything? And I want to say this because whichever one it is, whether it's the husband or the wife that's taking most of the load, you have to take extra care of yourself. I want to shout that out to everyone. Whoever is that's doing the majority of the work, whereas you're married, but you're single parenting. If you're doing the single parenting, then you need to really take care of yourself. You need to make sure you get enough rest. You need to make sure that you're eating properly. You need to make sure that you're getting your exercise. You have to take time out for yourself. And another thing that you need to do, if you're the main single parenter, you have to communicate clearly. Communicate clearly. Not arguing about it, but you can tell your spouse or your significant other or the baby mama or the baby daddy, you can tell that other parent what you're going through. You can let them know in a calm and direct manner, a calm and direct conversation to say, okay, now I'm doing this, and I know you see I'm doing this, and I need help. You can let them know that you need help. Even if you think it might not do any good, at least you have voiced your opinion. You have voiced what you believe not blaming them, because everybody's situation is not the same. You're not blaming them, but they need to know how you feel. They need to know that, hey, I'm doing this. I'm bathing the children at night. I'm getting up in the morning. I'm, making sure the teeth are brushed. I'm making sure everything. I'm making sure the clothes are clean. I'm making sure everything. I'm feeding them. I'm giving them what they need. They always come to me for everything. And a lot of times you can see for yourself. A lot of times people don't want to admit it, but a lot of times, and I was telling my daughter-in-law today, you cannot be lazy and be a parent. Now you can, but that's not the ideal thing for you to be lazy and be a parent. You just can't do it, because children need help. And the thing about it is, you all, I want to say this. You need to even before you have children, it's good to even before you have and after you have children, you need to let the other party know that the expectations. Let them know your expectations. Let them know that, hey, we have this child, we have these children, but I'm expecting you to help me. I'm expecting you to do your part. And I'm not saying a 50-50, okay? Because it's going to be sometimes the topic is married, but yet single parenting. That's our topic on Husbands Love Your Wives today. You're married, but you are feeling like a single parent. But you're married. And it takes two to tango, as they say. It takes two to have a baby. And just because that wife is there, not everybody's situation is not the same, but I'm telling whoever is the main person, caretaker is, I'm saying that you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And I want to say this as well. Build you a support system. I love for you all to hear me. People change after marriage. I hear you. Okay, people change after marriage. Well, that is true in some cases. People change after marriage, but you need to let the expectation it takes approximately 40 weeks to have a child. And within those 40 weeks, or even before conception, that conversation needs to be had. That conversation needs to be had. And the other party, both parties needs to know, now listen, we're having this baby, and I don't expect to do all the work after having this child. I don't expect to do everything. I don't expect to be as a single parent when we're having this child together. And it should be an agreement. When I said marriage is an agreement, I was saying that last week. Marriage is an agreement. And one thing that you definitely need to agree upon, you need to agree about the children. You need to agree about that even before you get married. You need to know. I know a lot of people talk about dating, but this is something you can talk about while you're dating. Well, how do you feel? How do you feel about children, and how many children do you want? And then when the children come, do you believe in the other party working together with it? We as one working together. Okay, so we're gonna have to have a calm conversation, with the other party. And we're going to let them know what we need, because it is not easy. And I say that again. It is not easy to be married and yet single parenting. Because with marriage, I want to tell you all something that most people don't tell people. Okay, I heard someone talking about it this past week. But I'm going to tell you something. Marriage is work. Marriage is beautiful, but marriage is work. And it's already work to hold a marriage together. Okay? So it's even an additional work to have children and make sure that they have the things that they need, what they need, especially with extracurricular activities, for as they're already in school. Okay? They're already in school. And then you want the children to have extra. Okay? You want the children to have extra. And so that's even more work besides the marriage. And so this is why we came on today with this conversation. We came on because you all need to know, everybody needs to know, that it's hard to be married. It can be somewhat difficult to be married and be as a single parent. Okay? Once you get married, you in it to win it together. And so what I was saying was, when you marry, it is good to seek to have a support system. Okay? When I say that, I mean this. It could be a family member, or someone that you trust, a community of people. I don't know. It has to be someone that you trust, because so many things go on with children nowadays. You a lot of times you can't just leave your children. Most of the time, it's not good to leave your children with just anybody, but you need a good support system. You need a good support system. I was blessed to have a support system with my family. And so I know what it's like to have a good support system, because husbands, wives, whoever the primary caretaker is, you need to take care of yourself. That is a big one. You do not need to get burnt out with parenting yourself as a single parent. Okay? And I really cannot stress that enough, that you need to prioritize yourself. Prioritize self-care. Be sure, if you need to go to the eye doctor, don't put that off. If you need to go to the doctor just for a regular checkup, how we get the routines checkup, don't say, well, I just can't do it. No, you take care of yourself. Go out. My daughter-in-law was saying not too long ago, she was saying that she's going to get her some massages, once she get all of her children in school, and that's taking care of yourself. That's loving yourself. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about married, but yet single parenting. And some people, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They want to be hush-hush because they don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, so to speak. They don't want to start anything. They know that they're suffering with that. They know that their husband is not the primary caretaker. They know that, or either the wife is not the primary. But for your well-being, it matters that you take care of yourself. Ladies, gentlemen, whatever your body needs, you might need to go out and take a stretch or a walk. Do it daily. Give yourself 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Give it to yourself, because it's not easy being married and single parenting. Do some things that you like to do. This is what we're talking about today. We're talking about married, but yet single parenting. And it's not easy for the load to be on just one person. It's not easy. Okay? I want to suggest something that you all who's going through this, because I've been through it. I know what it's like. It looks like if the load is on you. Even if the parent is in the home or out of the home, and it's not easy. It's just not easy. Let's be honest. A lot of times people have a hard time with being honest. Okay? They have a hard time with being honest about a subject like this. But I'm led to talk about it. Okay? And I want everybody, to consider themselves. Okay? I want everybody to consider themselves. Sometimes you just have to pray and ask God. Believe God and say, Lord, I need you to help me on this because, Lord, I'm tired. Sometimes you can feel so burnt out, but I'm telling you all what can help you with before you get burnt out is that you prioritize yourself, that self-care. Prioritize that self-care. And because you can't make the other party do anything. You can't make them do anything. All you can do is pray and make sure that you take care of yourself. That's what you can do. You can pray, ask God to change the situation that your spouse will help. And that's right, Sister Isis, choose you. Choose you. Prioritize yourself. Get your hair done, get your whatever you really like to do. Some people like art, some people like music. Take some time for yourself, okay? And I just want to share this with you all that some people might need marriage counseling because a lot of time the person that's not doing what they should do, they need someone to talk to them, to let them know, listen, you need to step up to the plate. You have these children, and it's not right for one party to have most of the load on them. And some people, they're so involved in their life till they just throw it off on the wife. And I'm saying that because a lot of times the majority of the caregiving is on the wife, correct? The majority, let's be honest. Okay? The majority of the caregiving for the children is normally the wife. But sometimes the wife can get burnt out. All right? And I just we wanted to talk about this married but yet single parenting. And I want everyone that's the primary caregiver to take care of yourself. Prioritize your health, your mental health, and your physical health. Emotionally, you have to take care of yourself in this because it's really not easy even to raise children. They need time as well. You don't just, I know you have to feed the child, you have to help with homework, you have to make sure the child is bathed, you have to make sure the child prays and know about God. It's a lot in parenting. And sometimes the children just need your attention. And if you have more than one child, you're going to have to really schedule that. Because you don't need to miss out on any of your children because as they grow up, they remember. And some of them could even say, my mom really didn't spend a lot of time with me. She really didn't. Okay? And Major says, it be the bitter people in marriage too. It be the bitter people in marriage? Yeah, a lot of times it is. It's the people that are bitter in marriage. But I just want to say that whatever situation that you're in, make the most out of what you can do for yourself. Because it's so essential, it's so crucial that you handle your business with taking care of yourself. It's so important. That self-care is so important as you love your children, as you're placing them in a great environment, a great loving care environment, teaching them. It's so important to have your children in a good environment, okay? And loving them and paying attention to them. It's so important. And I just want to say that. And so because it's family needs to be involved with one another. Not that the husband be off all the time and doing his own thing, or the wife being off all the time doing her thing. But family should be involved, engaged with one another. You know, and I know everybody knows that, but I just, we have to practice that. Mom and dad. Mom, you have to spend time with the children, true. But dad needs to spend time with the children. And when I say spending time, I mean quality time. I'm talking about quality time with the children in the parenting process. So when the children gets older, when the children get older, they can remember mom and dad. Not saying that dad, he was gone most of the time. I didn't know what he was doing. And I'm all for a man working. I'm all for that. I'm all for, if the wife works, I'm all for it. All I'm saying is that we need to share with the parenting. And don't just let the one primary person just be doing most of the parenting. If you're married, you have to take on that responsibility as well. It's for everyone. When I say everyone in the family, to love each other and be involved with one another, because we want great families. Okay, we want to produce great families. Do you all agree? We want loving families. We want children to raise up in a wholesome home, in a balanced home. And parents, I want to tell you, it's you all that needs to do it. Husband, love your wives. I thank you so very much. It's up to the parents to make that home balanced, loving, caring environment for the children. And that's wholesome for the children. That's for their well-being. Okay? And it starts in the home. Moms, dads, I want you all to work together. And I want you all to form that relationship and take on the responsibility together. Together. And I want to thank everybody that came on today and made their comments. I want to tell you all thank you. But this is a very important conversation that a lot of people are really living secretly. They're not telling people. But a lot of those primary caregivers, the ones that's taking care of business with their children, some of them are very tired. And some of them need that extra help. And so I'm encouraging all of those primary caregivers to reach out and look for that support. Look for that community that can help you and help support you with your family. And let that spouse know, hey, I need help. And spouse, when they let you know they need help, don't you hesitate. But that you go forward and you say, hey, these are my children. I love them and I'm going to do all I can for them. Because children remember once they get older. They'll be able to tell you something. You understand what I'm saying? This is Husbands Love Your Wives. And I want to say thank you all for everybody that came on and gave a message in the chat, gave a tip or whatever you gave. And we're here every Sunday at 3 p.m. And so I'm praying for all of the individuals out there that are parents. I had 6 children, and it is not easy raising children. But one thing I know, and I want to share this before I leave, one thing I know that is good for children, and that is stability, love, and care. That is so important for children, is that you give them that safe environment. You give them attention, love, care, and stability. That's so important in their lives. I love you all, and until next time, next Sunday at 3 p.m., I hope you all have a wonderful week. And I'm going to say right now, shalom. Peace. Love you.